Hi, I'm RetroBoy John, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Bittboy Handheld. First of all, to say that I got sent this by Bittboy themselves, and they asked me to do the review, and I'm doing a giveaway on Twitter. But just because they sent it to me, I'm not being sponsored or paid. This is my own views, my own viewpoints on it, and we'll try and be as honest as possible. Right, so I received this. This is the box. I quite like it. It's in the Famicom colours. Reminds me of the Game Boy Advance SP box. I've already opened this before, so have a go. Now I'll be trying to open it one-handed. Okay. Comes in this snazzy little bag. And inside as well, you've also got the charging cable and AV cable. Now, one thing to say is the charging cable is minute, so charge it before you use it, unless you want to sit right next to a plug. But, you know, it works fine. So, let's have a look at the actual thing. Now, I've seen a few reviews of this online, and some of them, I don't know, I think are a little unfair on it, but let's have a look at this properly. So, I mean, I really like the look of it. As you see, it looks like a proper miniature little Game Boy, only with 4 buttons on the front, a reset button. Continues the same on the back. It does look like it. Now, the first point to make, which is a slight negative, it has an SD card slot, as you can see there, which doesn't have any internal gubbins to make your SD card work and read. You can't put ROMs on it. It's just a hole. Now, I assume maybe they plan to do one in the past or maybe in the future, and it's part of the moulding, but I mean, it does look like it should be in there, but there's nothing. Apart from that, I mean, you've got a removable back, which has the battery in it, but obviously you don't need to take that off. And if you look at it, I mean, you know, it's quite good quality. It's quite solid. Yeah, no, I like the look of it. It's a good size. I mean, it's small, but it's not uncomfortable to use. So let's go through it, shall we? Well, turn it on the top. First thing you'll notice, and I mean, this is one of the best points on it, is the screen is really, really good. You can, twist it at any angle. You still see it really well. It's I mean, it's not this picks up a video, but it's really bright. Really good quality. Now, here's the thing. There's 301, and it's meant to be 301 Famicom games. And it does have 300 games on here. Now, I've read some reviews saying there's only about 4 you want to play, and you know, most of them are all rubbish. And there is a lot of filler. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of filler. But to be honest, there are more games on here, I think, than people realise. And there are, you know, some pretty decent ones as well. So we've got some of the obvious stuff here, like the Super Marios, all the Contras, all your Double Dragons, Chip and Dale, RoboCop, Tiny Toons, load of Adventure Islands, great games, love those. The Turtles. There's some weirder ones. I mean, and here's the thing to bring up as I see it. Rad Racer 2, that one doesn't work. Well, it does work, but it's corrupted. Obviously, they didn't check. And there's also a Harry Potter game, obviously not an original game, which doesn't even load up properly. But apart from that, they all work. Some cool stuff, Super Sprint, Angry Bird 2, again, that's not obviously original. Mighty Final Fight, that's amazing, that's great on it. I mean, Street Fighter 6 is on this. Yeah, obviously that's a homebrew. But no, I mean, Batman, Spider-Man, there's plenty of really decent stuff, and some hidden stuff as well, which people don't mention. I mean, Fantasy Zone's on it. I love Fantasy Zone. You've got Galaxian, Tetris, etc., etc. Lode Runner's great. Fire and Ice, I think we played that. It's a puzzle game. Really, really good platform puzzle. I played it about 2 hours last night on this. So let's have a little look at some of the games, obviously one-handed. So you've got 300 on here. You can scroll through 10 at a time, sideways. When you're in the game, hit the reset button, it brings you back to number 1, which is a little bit annoying. But provided you can remember roughly where it is, that's not the worst thing in the world, is it? So, as you reset, straight back to the beginning. So if we load the obvious, Super Mario 3, say, I've got the sound turned down, let's turn it up, a little twister on the side. Now the emulation really isn't too bad. Some of the colours aren't quite right on some of the games, but in general it's really good. And what really stands out, and this will be hard to pick up on this, I'm going to turn the sound down now so we can hear me. It's hard to pick up on this, but there's no lag at all. And often on these things, some of those at-game ones you get for Sega, the lag's terrible. But on these, I won't replay this one-handed, can I? I die straight away. There's no lag at all. Literally none at all. It's brilliant. I mean, it's so smooth. So you can play the games fully, which is brilliant. There we go, one-handed. Which, you know, is what you want. So you hit reset again. Back to the beginning. I mean, there is a lot of random stuff on here, and admittedly, most of it isn't maybe everything you want to play, but I don't know. I mean, there's 300 games in there. There's probably 100 of these, genuinely, I get some enjoyment out of. 50 I'd play a lot, and, you know, 25 to 30 I'd really love. So, that's pretty cool, really. Now, also it contains an AV cable, and there's a socket. I've already plugged it into the TV. So you can play it on TV, and let's have a look at that, shall we? So let's get that set up. Right, I've plugged it into the TV, literally just for the cable here. Now, one thing I noticed, it could be my TV, I don't know, I haven't tried it anywhere else, is the colours are a bit more muted. Now, this is only a small 32-inch, I've got my games room. One thing I'd say is, this is definitely designed for handheld mode. I mean, it does work for the TV, you can see it scrolling through, but you load a game up, and it's a little bit, I don't know, it looks like it's been blown up a bit. The sprites don't look as good. I mean, it all works, which is fine. You know, so there's no problem. But I think it personally looks better on handheld mode. So, but you know, it's really quick as well. It's like a Switch. Look, you just pull it out, you're back in handheld mode. The other thing I want to talk about here is I saw a review online, I won't say who, saying that these buttons are pointless. Well, actually, they're not. You've got your A and your B, and these two are turbo buttons. So obviously they do what they do. So that's actually quite a nice little feature. So yeah, here it is. Now, I mean, would you buy one? It would be nice if you could use the SD card slot and put your own ROMs, then it'd be essential. You can't. Having said that, I mean, it's around £40, I think, and compared to what else you get for that money, I genuinely would buy it. I mean, I really do like it. The screen is amazing. It really is amazing. Battery life says 2 to 3 hours on the box. I haven't played it for more than about an hour in a row, so I'm not sure how accurate that is. You know, but it's a rechargeable battery. Yeah, I think I'd buy one. You know, they look good. This one obviously looks like the SNES colours. Yeah, I think it's everything you really want, really. I mean, you know, I like the fact there's some different games on there personally. There's some stuff you can maybe discover. There's a lot of random stuff. But, you know, you might find something you haven't played before. So there we have it, the Bittboy Handheld. Definitely worth getting. I'd probably rate it 6.5 to 7 out of 10. There are shortfalls for it. There is some filler on there. There's some games on there you're never going to play. But there are lots of stuff you are going to play. You'll probably discover some new things. And for the money, I mean, it's a quality little thing. So, yeah, there you go, the Bittboy. Get one.